pick up and say enough is enough?
You would think it would have been a long time ago. Jesse, I lived in Connecticut during that Sandy Hook shooting. It took place about an hour from my house, and I'll never forget that moment. I think all of us will unfortunately remember that. And if that wasn't the moment to say, okay, we've got to do something, then I don't know what is. Today is another reminder to me that, frankly, it's even bigger than the trans issue in my mind, Jesse. This is about evil. This is about good versus evil. And it's obviously that there's evil in the hearts of these people who are choosing to go in, premeditated, and go in and kill young children, kill people. Aside from that, it's mental health, right? Anybody who wants to go do something like this has issues, has problems. And there's no way those problems just surfaced today before the shooting. We saw the videos online. I forced myself to watch the 11-minute clip that was put out on X. And when you see him fumbling through dozens and dozens of bullets and guns and magazines, and of course, the letter that he wrote, mental health issues that the adults in the room, whether it's mothers, fathers, siblings, teachers, employers, have chosen to ignore for many reasons probably, but I would say, number one, because of the fear that's been instilled in them to have these conversations with these kids. Obviously, the trans issue, to me, is a mental health issue as well. All these things combined have led to another terrible day like today, but it is rooted in evil.
Yeah, I saw the devil when I watched this video. I've never seen a more despicable human being watching this video. He's caressing bullets. The things that he talks about are just grotesque. And the kind of glee, the giggling is diabolical. And the fact that this guy was cruising through life, he has parents, he may have colleagues, he has neighbors. No one noticed that the devil was living right next door. That's insane to be. Where are we here?
Yeah. And again, I go back to 2012 because as soon as this happened today, I thought of the shooter there, and Adam Lanza, who ended up, if you recall, he killed his mother before he went over to Sandy Hook School and shot up all those kids and took those innocent lives. And he had a long history of mental health issues. The mother had an affinity for guns and legally had all of them, but she kept them out knowing that her son had these mental health issues. So it does start at home. It does start with the parents and anybody else who notices it. As heartbreaking as it is to be a whistleblower on a loved one, don't we have an obligation to do that? Not just for you and your family, but for everybody in society. I'm heartbroken over it, as I know all of your viewers are as well. But we have to be accountable. And yes, the hatred that is being spewed by our leaders, by the Tim Waltzes of the world, Governor Waltz there in Minneapolis, who also not only makes it a safe haven for transgender people, that's wonderful, but let's focus on their mental health. Also a city that tried to defund the police. So there's a lot going on up there. It doesn't matter where it happens, though. The evil is there. The darkness is there. The mental health issues are there. I believe, like you, it's not about the guns. It starts here and with adults and friends and everybody choosing to ignore.
So as you see there, Sage Steele put it very eloquently. But what are your guys' thoughts on the situation that happened in Minneapolis? We had the trans shooter actually went back to his Catholic school that he once attended, and also his mother used to work at the school as well. His mother and father, just to give y'all a little background, were no longer married. He was living outside of the home, but they did find some of the like vests and all that stuff at the father's home. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this issue?
When are we going to take accountability and responsibility for how our offspring mental issues are not taken care of? I think it goes back to the parents. If the parents know that their children are dealing with mental difficulties and could be somewhat off, then something's got to give. And my thing is too, how did he get access to all the ammunition and the guns and whatnot?
Yeah, where did he be getting all this ammo? Where did he be getting these guns from?
The guns from? Did he legally purchase them, or did he get them from the house, or what? I don't know the background to his story. So
let me ask you guys a question coming from like the mental health world. When I was in the military, when people were trying to do like any like transgender surgeries or things of that nature, they had to come through mental health to get like a mental health assessment to make sure like they were stable, they knew what decision they were making, blah, blah, blah. Do you guys feel that once a person makes a transition, they shouldn't be allowed to purchase firearms?
I would think so, because that seemed like a mental issue to me.
Yeah,
That's a mental issue. You just, I
absolutely.
mean, to wake up just feeling like you're not you is a mental issue. And I mean, I don't understand where they getting these guns. Like, even if I see somebody come in and they're in that condition, and they're like, "Yo, what's up? What's up, Mo? What's up, Mo? How you doing, my man?" It's Papu Amish friends. What? Oh, okay. What's up? What's up, Papu? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show, brother. Welcome, man. Long time no see, my brother. And I just wonder. You right. Like, should they sell it to him? No, they should not sell it to him.
Mm-mm.
Straight
So,
up.
so with your response, how would you feel that they should be able to protect themselves if somebody countered with that question?
Uh, it should be a whole line of questioning. It should be a whole line of questioning. And then being the stigma of a Catholic school itself, it's a lot of bad stigma that come behind. You know what I mean? That in all, the reputation, and then he wants to be a transgender. Just for content purposes only. We just saying like something could have happened there. You know what I mean? And with his mother working there, it could be, we talk about the parents, but she could have known about it, or he said something about it. She didn't believe him. That outrage happens, then firearms get purchased. But they say he was caressing the bullets. Like he's been dying to do this for
Yeah,
quite some time. And I wonder, you know, uh, what's going on. I don't know. I can't
yeah.
call that one though.
How do you even get to that?
He left
I,
he left a manifesto like that talked about like a lot of like what he wanted to do, like his disbelief with God, and it had a lot of stuff in there that he talked about. So, well, go ahead, April. I'm sorry to interrupt.
you being in mental health, how does one get to a mental state where they just don't care? Like they don't. He didn't care about any lives that he was affecting,
Not at
even
all.
his own. That I just don't.
I wouldn't say he doesn't care. A lot of people not gonna like what I'm about to say, but I feel like a lot of this is a failure on the mental health professional side of things. We have gotten to a point where we're providing services, but we're not providing solutions.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like
Mm,
we have to get to a point where, okay, mental health is popular now, right? But
yeah.
now we need to get to a point of mental health also needs to be a reality.
Yeah.
We need to be able to provide someone a diagnosis, but also let them know, like, hey, you can't no longer serve in this military. Hey, we don't think that you purchasing firearms is okay. Hey, like we need to start going down a checklist of things that, hey, if this is the route you're gonna go, these are some of the precautions that we feel that needs to be put into place. I feel that we get to a point where we just throwing meds into people, we just drugging people up for content purposes only. We
Mm-hmm.
we know
Mm-hmm.
we know big pharma moves the world.
It
Like
Mm-hmm.
does. Yeah.
so, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to get to a point where it's not just providing a service, but we need to provide a service with solutions.
With solutions. Yeah, you're right.
And I feel mental health doesn't have a lot of solutions. We give you material. 333 was a classic.
Hey,
Uh, we
Classic.
we give you material. We give you homework. We give you assignments to work on. With that being said, yeah, we're giving you tools that you can put in your toolbox, but we also have to start equipping people for real life, like
Mm,
real life.
For
Talk.
sure.
So I would say that mental health has to really pick up on certain areas. I feel like we can't just always be, we can't tell somebody you have a mental health disorder that falls into like bipolar or personality disorders, and then
mm,
also say, hey, okay, but go get your reassignment surgery, and we're gonna give you a weapon and put you on the front lines tomorrow. What I mean? Those two things don't make sense. So somewhere in the equation, we have to have some tough love. hey, if this is the way you want to go, we will assist you. But after everything's done, your service with us is over. Hey,
Yeah.
like, or hey, once you get this, you can't purchase any firearms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna be on your driver's license that you chose to do this. Again, that safety of others, right? Like, they put that stuff on there for service members. They put disabled veteran, they put PTSD, things of that nature on driver's license for the safeties of service members. So why not do the same thing for people who have mental health disorders? I think we need to learn how to identify these people and provide solutions. You know what I mean? If I feel like when we get to certain topics, we no longer want to provide solution. It's like, oh, we don't want to point the finger at this to let you know that it's wrong or that it's not correct. That's what I think. Class said, hey, this is the convo I like. Let's get. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those things, man. I seen it. Like, I'm no longer in the military, so it don't matter to me no more. Like when I was a recruiter back in 2013 until around 2017, we were literally told not to let people come in if they had any type of transgender thoughts, any type of certain ways that they, we would let them go through the process, but we knew they would fail at MEPS. Like there were documents out there. I kept a lot of my old recruiter like documents and memos we received. And then all of a sudden when numbers start hurting, we start taking whatever. Or because you got to think about the money that it costs for people to get reassignment surgery and then live for the rest of their life that way. You need hormones, you need all this medication that costs us billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So that's your taxpayer dollars paying for that, so, and then let's say if they stay in their whole career and they retire, you're still paying for that for the rest of their life as a taxpayer. For instance, you guys pay for my medical care. You know what I mean? Like I'm retired. I think we just got to have the hard conversations, and it's okay. This is what we go back to classes show about assessing and judgment, right?
Right.
It's okay to assess and provide a judgment. It's not meaning that we look at you differently, but hey, if this is what's going to happen, we have to provide solutions that work.
Solutions to it, yeah.
So that's my opinion.
And even with bariatric surgery, like getting a sleeve done or a gastric bypass or a D-switch done, you have to get a mental evaluation before they would even approve you for those surgeries. Me going, because I went through the process of, I haven't had the surgery, but went through the process of trying to get approved. Losing weight is mental too, so if you have to do that just to have a bariatric surgery, you got to do the process of a gender change too. That's way more mental to me than what a bariatric surgery would.
And then, like pretty much like you just said, right? You got to go through all these hoops to go lose weight. So why not create hoops for people who want to get reassignment or change their gender? Hey, we'll let you do it, but for these next 2 years, we need you to be on your medication. We're going to check all these things before we do any surgeries. We're going to put all these precursors in front. Now, after 2 years or 24 months, after you have shown me that you're really dedicated to it, because sometimes people have these surgeries and then they regret it.
Or then they try to have reversals and all that too.
Yeah. So just things out there. I know we kind of got off on a tangent, but it comes down to solution based when it comes to this. And at the end of the day, it's still an active shooter. I'm big on, I think people should be armed in schools. I believe